Hello, my name's Jay Leon, and welcome to my sailing tutorials, sailing and sailboat racing. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the points of sail and maneuvers. It's good to have a basic understanding of the terminology and the points of sail so that we can use this in future lessons. So we'll just real quickly go through the points of sail and maneuvers. So points of sail are the different attitudes of the boat towards the wind. Oftentimes these are equated to the orientation of a clock. So let's start by drawing our clock here with the 12 on the top, and the wind would be coming from the top of the clock. So in your orientation as a clock, the number 12 is telling you this is where the wind is coming from, and where the wind is going to would be the 6, so the wind's coming down the clock like that. And if we put off here to the side the 3 and the 9, just like a regular clock, if you were a boat and you were going this direction, the wind would be coming across the side of your boat. So in the points of sail, if your boat is facing down towards the 6, then you are going downwind, away from the wind. And if your boat is pointing up towards the 12, you would be going straight into the wind. Now we can't sail straight into the wind. Oftentimes we call that in irons, because your sail is luffing and you can't sail straight into the wind. The closest you can sail to the wind is 45 degrees. We call that point of sail close hauled. So it's close in as you can with your sails. And there we go. So that's 45 degrees off, or halfway between the 1 and the 2 on the clock. And as we were saying before, if you're sailing towards the 3, we call this a reach. And if you're going halfway between the reach and the run, we call that a broad reach. And if you're going down towards the 6, it's called a run. So, just to recap, here we have the wind blowing down like that. If you're sailing as close to the wind as you can, which is 45 degrees off, your sail's all the way in, and you are close hauled. 45 degrees off the wind. If you are on a reach, your boat goes like that, and your sail's halfway out, and you're sailing towards the 3 on the clock, 90 degrees off the wind, and that is called a reach. Incidentally, that is the fastest point of sail. So the fastest your boat will ever go is on a reach, 90 degrees off the wind. If we go another 45 degrees, we're going to be going on a broad reach, like that, with your sail 3/4 of the way out. That's called a broad reach. And if you are sailing straight away from the wind, downwind, with your sail all the way out, that is called a run, which is 180 degrees from the wind direction. You're going with the wind, running with the wind. So close hauled, as close as you can go. A reach, as fast as you can go. Broad reach is halfway between a reach and a run is all of the way away from the wind. All right, so those are your points of sail. Now that we've got that parlance down, let's talk a little bit about maneuvers. So there are two main maneuvers in sailboat, in sailing and sailboat racing. The first is called a tack. T-A-C-K, tack. And on the tack, you are sailing close hauled in one direction. Let's say you're going this way. Got your sail all the way in. The wind's coming down like that. You're sailing 45 degrees off the wind. And you tack by turning the boat through the eye of the wind. The wind's coming this way. And you end up going on close hauled on the other side. And so you turn through 90 degrees. You're going as close to the wind as you can on this tack, and you turn 90 degrees and you're going as close to the wind as you can on the other tack. We call that maneuver a tack. And the opposite of a tack is a jibe, which is just when you start off sailing downwind. Say you're starting off going this way, got your sail out, you're on a broad reach, and you want to go on the other way. You go like that. And so your boat is turning like this, and the back of the boat is going through the eye of the wind. And doesn't have to be 90 degrees on a jibe. You can be going straight down on a run and just move the mainsail over to the other side, and that constitutes a jibe. So a tack is when the bow of the boat, the front of the boat, goes through the eye of the wind, and the jibe is when the stern of the boat, or the back of the boat, goes through the eye of the wind. So just to review, close hauled, reach, broad reach, and a run are your points of sail. On close hauled, you're halfway between the 1 and the 2 on the clock. On a reach, you're headed towards the 3 or the 9. And a broad reach, you're going to be halfway between the 4 and the 5, or the 7 and the 8. And on a run, you're heading straight down towards the 6. And if you are sailing close hauled and you want to go on the other tack, we call that a tack. And if you are running downwind, you want to turn the stern of the boat through the eye of the wind, and that's called a jibe. Thank you very much.